Hey there, it's Rick with Advanced AV and Automation. I thought I would do a video on my tool loadout, what I take with me on my jobs as well as what I carry in the truck. We're an AV and low voltage company, so most of my tools revolve around that. But we're also, we do a lot of control for lighting, both panelized and localized lighting, so light electrical is something we also do. So let's get started. I have a Veto Tech MCT bag, but what I found is that I end up carrying this pouch more often. I cross-body carry it, and what's in here is what I use like 99% of the time. I've got overflow in my Tech MCT bag, and then I also have more overflow in my bucket. But we'll start with the pouch. So the pouch didn't come with any kind of strap, so I had to improvise and use some PVC and some eye bolts, and got a strap on there. Also attached to the strap is some white tape. We hate black tape. White tape is the best. Going along the outside, I have my readers. I love this Milwaukee light. It's magnetic. It shines light both out the side and the top, whatever, so I can stick it on a panel when I'm working. I carry a little knife, although I have one in my pocket. This one is always handy. Obviously a tape measure. This is an interesting tape measure. If you've never seen this one, it's Lufkin makes it, and it's called self-centering. And for those that have never seen a self-centering, it's pretty interesting. Let me get a focus here. So if you're measuring something, a wall where you're going to hang a TV and you're trying to find center, where's focus? There it is. In the black is the actual readout, but in the red is the half number. So if you look at 6.5, half of that is 3 1/4. So where is it? There we go. So, you know, while you can do a lot of the math in your head, when you're trying to measure something, it's 57 5/8, and you want to know what half of it is, real quickly that thing tells you. So very handy tape measure to have. And all my different Sharpies, my Milwaukee Sharpies, both in red, silver, black. And then we have this really Sharpie makes a nice thin point that we use for writing on cable. And then I have this Sharpie is for doing deep hole work. There's both a thicker Sharpie on this end and then a really fine point on this end. In the bag, we'll do that later. In the bag, I'll tell you right now, I'm a Klein and Milwaukee bigot, so you're going to see a lot of Klein tools here. Basic long Phillips head, long flat. This is the I think 17-in-1 or 15-in-1 multi-tool by Klein. My offset screwdriver with a little nut driver in it, great for plates and such. If you've never seen the volt claw, it's an interesting tool when you're working in a high voltage box and you want to grab a wire or push a wire or twist a wire. This thing is great without, you know, shoving your fingers or whatever in there. We do a lot of work hot, so this is very handy. Have to have my little coat hanger hook. This comes in very handy all the time. These are extra blades for my Klein insulated driver. I keep the square driver on there because that's what the control for terminal blocks are, so that's what I use that primarily for. Over here are my tweakers. So when I was a Lutron dealer many moons ago, I got the two Lutron Phillips and flathead, but I also have these guys here, which are much smaller tips. I also have a Pica pencil, as well as a little Milwaukee flashlight, and then my voltage tester for high voltage. Moving along, Klein needle nose, Klein dikes, Klein 9-inch, my Klein strippers, my Klein RJ45 crimpers, my Fluke tone wand, my Klein tester, line tester. Down at the bottom here, to mate with my tone wand, is my Fluke tone generator. And then I always keep this little container. It's got stuff that I use all the time: RJ45 ends, B connectors, and wire nuts. Always need those. So I just keep this in my bag, and they're always handy. So that's it for my day-to-day tool bag. Fix the Sharpie real quick. Put the cap on that. Okay, and then over here in my Tech MCT bag, I keep a roll of Velcro, or hook and loop, should I say. I don't really use these little outside containers too much, or at all actually. I do carry some more Sharpies on the outside, some common drill bits, some 3/8, a 1-inch paddle bit, nothing on that side. So my gloves, Milwaukee of course. So I do have a whole toolkit full of 18-volt stuff. We've got circular saw, reciprocating saw, jig saw, SDS, a whole hog, the little vibrating whatever saw, a drill, an impact driver, a charger, and all the various blades and bits and all that. But what I found is that the 12-volt stuff fits in the bag easier. So on this side, I do have a 12-volt drill. This case is full of just various bits and nut drivers and that kind of stuff. My multimeter, my little Klein 8-in-1 stubby screwdriver. I do have another Klein 7-in-1. This guy is just for when I need a hammer and beat on something, so we use this one. My Klein compression tool, my little tiny hammer. Now what I do here is, a lot of guys I know carry a glue gun. I just find that sometimes it's hard to find electricity when you need it, whatever, so I just use a little butane torch, and then I carry black glue sticks with me. So I just light up the glue sticks and then apply it onto an emitter or whatever, much like I'm applying chapstick, and that works just fine for me. Extra screwdriver tips, whatever. Here I have some more extra little bits. In here I've got a mirror and a chisel, my sheetrock saw, of course, one of my favorite tools. And then I got a couple more tweakers back here that I don't really use all that much. On the other side of this guy, I do keep batteries in here, 9-volt, AA, AAA, little guys. That's really about it. Over here, I've got my impact gun. I've got a 3.0 battery on this. It lasts quite a long time, so I'm happy with that. My label maker, my little template for cutting out double and single gang boxes, tube of silicone, comes in handy every now and then. My torpedo level, some more little tweaker screwdrivers, long ones, extra leads for my Pica, wet noodle, my little punch down dealie here. We don't do a lot of punch down. When we trim out a TV and stuff, we just use a brush plate. I don't like to put an insert on there because it's just one more connection point. So if I'm running a bail-in back to a matrix, I like to keep one continuous piece of cat without any kind of inserts or things in the way. So we don't really do a whole lot of inserts, and I'm not doing many phone jacks and data jacks lately, so punch down is kind of going away. But there is a punch down tool here, my little pliers, and then I just used a piece of PVC, taped off the bottom of it, and I keep all my zip ties in there. This little guy, stud mark, if you've never seen this, this is we used to use security magnets to find studs in the wall to hang TVs, but this little guy, I can slide it along the wall and it finds the, you know, the sheetrock screw behind all the paint. And when I find one, I can peel off this green thing, keep going. When I find another stud, I can peel off that green thing, keep going, and then the gray thing itself stays in the wall. So when I step back, I'll see green thing, gray thing, and I know I've got at least 3 studs marked on the wall. My headlamp, Milwaukee, of course, and then the chain for the wet noodle. So that's pretty much what I keep in my overflow Veto bag. We also carry, this is a great little ladder, the Little Giant. This is a 6-foot A-frame ladder, but what's really cool about it is when you just squeeze on this handle and this little leg here swings all the way up and it becomes a 10-foot straight ladder. It's awesome. And then what I did is I took like a gun magnet and I screwed a gun magnet in here, so when we're on the ladder and I need to just keep screws and things from falling out, it does have a little tray to hold that stuff, but as you move the ladder around, stuff falls out, so it's really nice to be able to stick sheetrock screws or whatever on the magnet. In my overflow bucket, a charger for those 12 volts, an extra 12 volt 3.0. This was an old pouch that I had, but it's great for carrying. If I'm doing something, I'm doing a lot of trimming out or something, I'll just fill this with RJ45 ends or beans or whatever. A cable comb. I don't use it too often, but nice to have. This little guy is super handy. It just clips on to the 12 volt battery. And then it's got just got 2 leads on it. I ordered some alligator clips, so I'm gonna put alligator clips in that. But if you need a real quick 12 volt power supply, this is great. In fact, yesterday we did at a house, they've got electric door strike, and we did 4 doors. And so when the carpenter was putting in the door strikes, it was real easy for us to test this without having to run up back to the rack closet to give it power. I was able to just plug in my battery, touch the 2 leads, and you could hear the relay trip, and we knew that our wiring was good to the door. So not always, you know, we don't use it all the time, but when you do need a quick 12 volt power supply, this thing is amazing. Drill bits, I don't know, extra strap. This is just extra connectors for my fluke meter. Another bigger one of these with more screws and wire nuts and whatever. What else we got in here? Booties, more permanent booties, not disposable ones. Bag of RJ45 ends. I had these 2 offset screwdrivers, both a Phillips and a straight, but then I went and got that other one that has the little nut driver in it with I can just flip the bit over, so I only have to carry the 1 tool. Sorry, I keep losing focus. Rack screws, almost out of those. It's my old RJ45 crimpers. 1 foot long, 3/8 bit, great for when you just got to do, you know, pass a wire through a bunch of studs. Piece of cat, whatever. Extra labels for my label maker. What do we got in here? Allen wrenches, the little identifiers. I hardly ever use these things for my land tester. VHB tape, sometimes it's a godsend. A little Forstner bit. Another Milwaukee tape measure. Oh, I haven't been in here in a while. All kinds of stuff in here. Another headlamp. Coax stripper. We don't do a whole lot of coax either lately. Insulated strippers. I don't use those too much either. I don't know. More hex bits. These are metric. Extra 9 volts. a mask. Magnets, they come in handy. We do a lot of gates. We do magnets and stuff. A lot of emitters down in there. Just cat and some other various, some Sharpies, other various stuff. So that's about it. And then in my truck itself, I carry a box of cat and a box of 16.4 and some 16.2. This thing is a godsend. If you got a pickup truck with a capper, I can reach back in here and pull whatever I need. But I've been doing army crawl into the back to get what I need. And then of course my fishing poles. So that is it. That's my mess now. I need to pick up. But that's what I carry with me on a day-to-day basis. And like I said, everything I need is in this pouch. So that's it. Any questions? Leave them in the comments below. Have a great day. Bye.